Hello again, this is Frank Demora reporting on this time some of the signs of the Psalm 83 war and Ezekiel war. This is the news that I just got from June 25th. Now there is an article that came out today, and it shows us the signs that are taking place in the Middle East right now that will lead up to both of these wars. Egypt allowed at least one Israeli and 11 American warships to pass through the Suez Canal as the Iranian flotilla approaches Gaza. Egypt closed the canal to protect the ships with thousands of soldiers, according to the British-based Arabic language newspaper. And of course, the report goes on to say that the day prior to the report on Saturday, the Voice of Israel government radio reported that the Egyptian government denied Israel's request not to allow the Iranian flotilla to use the Suez Canal to reach Gaza. In violation of the Israeli sea embargo on the Hamas-controlled area, international agreements require Egypt to keep the Suez open even for warships, but the Armada, led by the USS Truman and 5,000 sailors and Marines, was the largest in years. Now, this happened last week, and we know that this is going to antagonize Iran, and it's going to up the tensions in the Middle East area as these ships passed through the Suez Canal a few days ago, and they're moving towards getting ready to intercept the Iranian flotilla that is going to be escorted by the Republican Guard this time, and this may start the spark that will cause the Psalm 83 war. And I believe that the Psalm 83 war will start when Israel attacks Iran. Iran obviously will be overtaken by the Israelis, and if it happens, the Americans. There will be retaliation by the bordering nations of Israel. They'll go after Israel, and you'll see the fulfillment of Psalm 83. This report also stated that another battle on the high seas may involve one and possibly two Lebanese vessels that are aimed at challenging Israel's sovereignty over Gaza's coastal waters. Hezbollah gearing up for the reaction to the possible clash between Israel Navy pictured and the Lebanese boats, and deployed rocket units near the Lebanese border. Now, they're also worried about the Hezbollah and the Lebanese. Now, when you read Psalm 83, both of the Hezbollah and the Lebanon are involved in the Psalm 83 war. And there's going to be clashes. Now, whether this is going to be the clash that ignites the Middle East to cause these bordering nations around Israel to go after Israel, we're going to see. But these are signs that you should be looking for, because sooner or later that's what's going to happen. And there are different scenarios that would cause the attack. Now, we know one of the scenarios is that the peace process is failing. The Arabs were hoping that the peace process would give them the ability through the peace process to retain Israel's, or the city, the holy city of Jerusalem. And because the Prime Minister of Israel keeps refusing to hand over East Jerusalem, which is the holiest site for the Jewish nation as well, it is ticking the Arabs off. And what we believe is going to happen is, based on Scripture actually, that they will attack Israel to try to retake that city that they lost from the 1967 war. Now, let me give you some quotes on this, some information I got today that's going to antagonize or irritate the Palestinians and the Arabs, knowing that they're not going to be able to get through the peace process, Jerusalem. It says the Ludwig Center Committee is convening today to discuss the day after the construction freeze. Now, the United States has been demanding that Israel stop construction in East Jerusalem and many other parts of Israel, because they want this area to be handed over to the Palestinians, and the Palestinians are not going to get it back. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has said several times over and over again that he is not going to give this land back. It goes on to say activists will dispute a list of selected anti-two-state quotes from the Ludwig ministers as a reminder of the Ludwig's positions, and this was Benjamin Netanyahu's government, his position, as the and as a stroker for Obama. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu himself is quoted as saying, "Judah and Samaria will not be Judean. I will not evacuate communities. I will not establish a Palestinian state. The supreme test of every public figure is whether he keeps his promises to the public. And this test, my challenges and I have passed." In other words, he is saying that he's going to do this. He's not going to give it over. And this is a promise. This is going to tick the Arabs off. And believe me, when Paul said in the last days when they're calling for peace and safety, sudden destruction's coming, you can see that these signs will be, that's exactly what we're heading for. So keep your eyes on this news, because I believe that very shortly these wars will begin. Stay tuned for some more important news.